Divine invited me to a new purpose. And that new purpose was to come back and tell other women who were over 40, just like me, to know that there was hope and to not settle. And so since that time, I've been helping high achieving women over 40 redefine what makes them enough in life and in love on their own terms, right? So they can break the cycle of failed relationships and have real deal great love in their lives. Welcome, Instagram family. And now I see my Facebook family is live now. Facebook family, you are tuning into Relationship Talk Tuesdays with Suzette. And today we have a fantastic topic. And the topic is self-sacrifice is not a love language. So make sure you share this out on your page. Make sure you tag some girlfriends, some people that you know, family members. Tag them now. Share it out now. Because this is going to be a lively and great discussion. I tell you, I am excited. I always am. I love doing these relationship Talk Tuesdays. I absolutely do. And it's because of people like you that tune in, people that really care about their relationships, and they want to hear. They want some real talk. They want to hear the things that they wish someone had told them before they thought they knew better. What? Yes. And so I am just the person to tell you. So let's talk about the love languages first. I have yet to meet someone who has not heard of or read Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, where he talks about the love languages that most often people represent with as the ways that they want to be loved, and oftentimes because that's the way they like being loved, that's the way they love their partners. And those 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, physical touch, and quality time, right? And so it's a really great, I think, introduction to just getting you out of your own head and realizing that everybody's not like you. And so while you might be really doing your best to love that person and convey it the best way that you know, which is the way you want to receive it, it just might not be their way of receiving love. And so Gary gets us out of our own heads and invites us into a conversation with our partner or significant other to kind of get clear about how they receive love, right? What makes them feel the most loved? Well, the irony of that, I have found, happens in how we respond in relationships. Now, that may be our love language, but the way we do relationships, the way we respond, what drives us and motivates us in relationships is very, very interesting. I have been over the past, I'd say week maybe or so, been binging off of a Netflix series called Married at First Sight. I had seen it in passing, but I was like, I don't know about this. But for whatever reason, I got bitten by the bug, and I said, let me just check it out. No harm in checking it out, right? Right. And so I just started watching it, and I started seeing ways that, especially us high achieving women, the ways that we sacrifice ourselves in our relationships. And that's what kind of motivated this whole topic of self-sacrifice is not a love language, y'all. And so I want to point out maybe three that I saw. Okay. One of them that I saw, which was a reason that people gave for really hanging in there in relationships that honestly weren't really going anywhere. They weren't getting anything in return. They weren't getting loved in the way that they needed to be loved. One of those things that they said was, I don't want to fail. That was one of the things that they gave. One of the reasons they gave was, I don't want to fail. And isn't that the high achiever's credo? Isn't that the thing that sometimes makes us stay longer than we should? I don't want another failure. I don't want another failed relationship. I don't want another failed marriage. I don't want to start over. And so we oftentimes use that as a reason to stay in relationships or stay in situationships that do not give us what we need. Right? And that was, oh my God. I kept hearing women, especially ambitious women, successful women, women who were probably raised a lot like us to achieve, and to judge themselves based on their ability to achieve. They were like, but I don't want to fail. I got to make this work because I don't want to fail. I don't fail at things. I don't quit things. So I got to stay in here and make this work. And how many of you know that relationships are not just you? And that other person is not you. And so that was one of the things I saw. The other thing I saw and I heard people say was, I've invested too much. Now, one of the things I say and I tell my clients is, do not give away more than you can afford to lose. And if you're saying or staying in a bad situation is because you've invested a whole lot in it, then you have to take a step back. Because continuing to invest in it the way that you have is not going to assure you that it's going to become worthy of your investment. The only thing that's going to make it worthy of your investment is you have to be clear. You have to be clear about what you can give away and not suffer or be mad at yourself for doing it. And when you've gone too far, right? You need to know how to pump the brakes. If you are giving more in this relationship than the other person is giving, if you're making more effort than the other person is making, don't let that person's excuses and reasons for it seduce you into continuing to do what you're doing. Slow it down. Pump the brakes. Hit the reset button. Give them a chance to come and find you. Give them a chance to miss you. Give them a chance to catch up. Else, you're going to find yourself like many of these women are headed. I'm still watching it, so I don't know how all of it's going to end, but I can see that they are headed for a disappointment, right? And the third thing that I heard as what a lot of the women who were having difficulties were telling their friends, well, he wants to try. Well, he wants this to work. Right? How many of us have overridden our needs and what we need and what we want because of what he wanted? Well, he wants to try again, so I think I ought to at least let him try. Well, he says that he wants to marry me. Well, he says he's ready for a relationship with me. Well, right? How many of us have thrown our needs, have thrown actually the reasons why we got out of the relationship in the first place, thrown them away just because he's come back and said he's ready to give it a try. He's ready to show up. He's ready to be what it is that you want. I say, give him a chance to show you, but don't sacrifice you. Talk is cheap. If he has earned his way out of the relationship, then he needs to earn his way back in. And just saying that he wants it is not sufficient. And some people say, well, how am I going to know if he's serious if I don't give him a chance? Well, what are the things that he did from the beginning, right? Is he coming back with excuses? Or is he coming back with a plan? And I think a very good question is, well, how are you going to do that? These were the issues that divided us. These are the issues that caused us to break up. So what is your plan for remedying or making amends for these things? Let him tell you not what he's planning on doing, but what he is going to do. Right? Let him do it. Let him show you. Let him show you. Maybe start with something small. Okay, well, I'm going to so and so and so and so. Why don't you meet me there? Right? Something small. How about let's meet at the coffee shop and talk. See if he's going to meet you. Or if he's going to have excuses for why he couldn't. You know, give those kinds of things that will give you a chance to kind of see if he has truly changed or if you're the best place to come to lick his wounds. Maybe you're the best place to come because he didn't get the woman he wanted. And so you are his consolation prize. And there are ways without you putting yourself completely back out there. Find ways, small ways, that he can show you that he's different. Well, those are a few things I saw, and I hope these insights, little nuggets that I've given you, are helpful to you. Now, some things that are coming up that I don't want you to miss. First thing is, I have my final bonus closeout session tonight for the Love on Your Terms Masterclass. Through the weekend and through tonight, we've been having bonus sessions. And tonight's bonus session is dating the right way. How many of you can say that you never were taught how to date? You never were taught how to date. And so you always kind of felt a little strange because you never were taught how to date. And so for women over 40, I'm going to be sharing some insights from my dating in my 40s and some tips that I really believe will help you to be more successful in your dating life, how I met my husband online, and some things that I did that I feel like really accelerated me meeting him as opposed to not meeting him. Like, what? Like that's, oh, no. So I'm going to be sharing some of those insights tonight at 7 p.m. It's going to be on Zoom. And you have a chance to jump in. Just go to SuzetteSolutions.com. register for it and join us tonight. You'll get the login details and all of that. Now, you're going to get quite a few other emails as well, but you can ignore those because we're at the end, unless you have some time to binge watch. Now, if you jump on, you can binge watch the Love on Your Terms Masterclass, but you only have until 12 midnight tonight to do that. But you can catch this bonus session live at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Go to SuzetteSolutions.com, register, and you'll get information about logging in. The second thing I'm excited about is I am a featured guest on Single Mama Thriving. And Court Rogers and I are having a wonderful conversation where we're really affirming single mamas. I remember what it was like post-divorce being a single parent and a lot of assumptions that were made about me. And so it was really a joy to be able to affirm and actually make these single mamas feel seen as worthy, right, and not judged. And so that is airing today. So for those of you that are interested, Facebook family, I've put the link in the description so you can click on it and actually watch that interview that I had with Court Rogers. And for those of you that are on Instagram, I'll put the link and all that, the links to both in the comment section. Okay? So I hope to see you all. But if I don't, just join me next week for another Relationship Talk Tuesdays with Suzette. Thank you for tuning in. And listen, if you listen to the replay, leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought about today's topic. And you can feel free to share. I don't subscribe to the belief that my opinion is the only one. So I welcome your experiences, your opinions. I welcome healthy dialogue. The only thing that I ask of you is to keep it classy, right? To keep it classy. All right. So I'll see you next week around 12:30. Instagram family, hugs and kisses. Facebook family, hugs and kisses. Y'all take care now, okay? Bye-bye.